If you're looking for a St. Louis County suburb that offers plenty of options for young families, growing families, as well as active retirees, Creve Coeur might be the St. Louis suburb for you. If you're going to be moving to St. Louis and just need to decide which suburb is going to be the best fit for your family, I hope that this video will either help you consider Creve Coeur as a destination for your family or help you rule it out as an option for you. I'm going to show you what it's like to live in Creve Coeur, what types of homes you could find in Creve Coeur, and what new developments are coming, and I'll also share what I like about Creve Coeur and what I don't like about it. I'll always give you my honest take about different parts of St. Louis. And by the way, if you're going to be moving here to St. Louis, I'm a realtor here, and I love helping people just like you relocate from around the country to move right here to St. Louis. So give me a call, shoot me a text, or send me an email so that I can help you start making your move to St. Louis. Creve Coeur is a very centrally located suburb in St. Louis County. One thing I really like about Creve Coeur is that it offers a variety of different housing options. You'll find home prices ranging from the low 300,000s up to the multi-million-dollar houses. You'll find a mixture of older, established neighborhoods and brand new neighborhoods that are still developing. And in some neighborhoods, you're going to actually get both. So it's not uncommon at all in Creve Coeur that somebody's going to come in and buy an older home, knock it down, and build a brand new custom home right on that lot. Location is a huge positive factor for Creve Coeur. You can pretty much get anywhere in St. Louis within about 20 minutes or less from Creve Coeur. Another thing I love about Creve Coeur is all the stores and restaurants that are located along Olive Boulevard. Grocery shopping in Creve Coeur is super easy because there's a Schnucks, there's 2 different Earbergs, and there's an Aldi right along Olive Boulevard. So you've got tons of different options for grocery shopping. And there's literally a restaurant for any type of food that you're craving. There's tons and tons of restaurants up and down Olive Boulevard. Something you'll notice when you're driving up and down Olive and Creve Coeur is a lot of office buildings. Quite a few companies have their corporate headquarters located right here in Creve Coeur. Thousands of people commute to Creve Coeur for work every single day, and as a result, the area of Olive and 270, Highway 270, can get pretty crowded during rush hour. And the business growth in Creve Coeur isn't going to slow down anytime soon. There are quite a few exciting business and community developments coming to Creve Coeur over the next few years. Some developments have already been approved, while others are still in the proposal stage as of January 2024. There are actually 2 separate mixed-use developments that would combine business with residential spaces. One of those developments has already been approved. It's called Olia Village, and it's going to be at the corner of Lindbergh and Olive Boulevard. It's actually going to be on the site of the Old Bear corporate headquarters complex. The second mixed-use development space that's still in the planning and proposal stage will be at the corner of Olive and Ballas Road, just east of Highway 270. This project is being pitched to serve as the kind of like the downtown Creve Coeur area because right now Creve Coeur doesn't really have a centralized town center type place. That's one of the things that I don't really like about Creve Coeur is that the vast majority of the restaurants and shopping are located in strip malls or strip plazas. So even though there's a ton of restaurants and a ton of shopping, they're all kind of located up and down Olive Boulevard. So there's not really like that cool centralized spot, like a destination spot where you can go and just hang out, spend some time, in the afternoon, walk around, things like that, like a main street or type of like a downtown type area. Creve Coeur doesn't really have that right now. And so this development is kind of trying to position itself as serving as that need for that community. And as a bonus, it would actually be replacing one of those current strip plazas or strip malls right now. One of the most exciting business developments in Creve Coeur is the arrival of the 39 North Innovation District. This new district is home of a number of ag tech companies and life science companies, including Bayer Corporation and the Donald Danforth Plant Science Center. The district is also home to a number of startup companies and is expected to attract even more businesses over the years to come. It's pretty cool that St. Louis is actually quietly becoming a hub of ag tech companies and startups. In fact, one of my latest clients relocated here to St. Louis from North Carolina for his job with Gates Ag One, the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation nonprofit ag tech company. All right, now let's jump into the map, and I'm going to show you kind of where Creve Coeur is located on the map of St. Louis County. You can see it's very centrally located here. Highway 270 essentially splits Creve Coeur right in half. So you've got that running right in the middle, and then you've got Highway 4064 running at the just south of Creve Coeur. Then you've got Olive Boulevard, which is the major one of the major intersections, Olive and 270 for Creve Coeur. Then you've got Lindbergh Boulevard that runs parallel to 270, and then over on the western side of Creve Coeur, just outside the western border, you have Highway 141. So not only is Creve Coeur very centrally located, but these roads, Highway 270, Highway 40, 64, Lindbergh, Olive, and 141, those are all major roads that pretty much lead anywhere in St. Louis County. So you can pretty much get anywhere in St. Louis County within 15 minutes or less from Creve Coeur. That is depending on traffic. So 270 and Highway 40 and Lindbergh, those are all major roads, so they're very heavily trafficked. So during rush hour times, they can get quite congested. So if you live in Creve Coeur, you're going to spend a lot of time on Olive Boulevard for the most part, because that is where the majority of the stores, restaurants, businesses, things like that are all pretty much along Olive Boulevard. There's a high concentration of those type of things on Olive. Just south of Olive, you're going to find the Creve Coeur Golf Course, and there's also a Creve Coeur ice skating rink in there as well. Being a hockey dad myself, I've spent quite a few cold Saturday and Sunday mornings in the Kirkwood ice rink when my boys were younger. They didn't play for any clubs that played at this rink, but they played against, I think it was Kirkwood and Webster Groves, I believe, the hockey clubs play in and use the Creve Coeur ice rink as one of their rinks. And since we're talking sports, on the western more side of Creve Coeur, you've also got the Creve Coeur Racquet Club for tennis and racquetball. And now, since pickleball is becoming super popular across the country, you've got some very cool pickleball options there, and pickleball coaching and private lessons and that kind of stuff, as well as tennis and racquetball at the Creve Coeur Racquet Club. And if you go a little further west in Creve Coeur, just on the outside border, you can see Bellerive Country Club right there, and it kind of shares the bordering western border of Creve Coeur. Then you've got really nice parks in Creve Coeur as well. This here is Millennium Park, very nice place. If you enjoy parks and walking and everything the parks have to offer, it's a great spot. Let's head out and check out some neighborhoods in Creve Coeur. All right, here we are driving through a nice Creve Coeur neighborhood. This neighborhood was developed in the 60s, so that's when these homes are from. So you can tell like the very mature trees. And a really nice thing about a lot of Creve Coeur neighborhoods are the nice yard sizes. So these are, these houses aren't directly like right on top of each other. You've got some breathing room between the yards. But since these yards are, good sizes, the lots are good sizes, what you're seeing more and more in the houses that, were originally there, built in the 60s. So what you're seeing more and more in these neighborhoods are people are coming in, buying the existing houses, then they're tearing them down and putting a brand new custom home on the nice, good sized lot, in a neighborhood that's well established with nice trees and all that good stuff. So you're going to see an example of that coming up here in a little bit. All right, so here we go. This big white house there, that's a newer construction house. Same with the neighbor here. So you can tell just by the styles and just the size of the houses that are going in. Like look at the house right next to that one. Like you can tell the original houses from the brand new construction houses for the most part. And like I said, you're seeing that more and more in these Creve Coeur neighborhoods that are nice, established, because you can't beat the location. Location is a huge selling factor, great benefit to living in Creve Coeur. And here's yet another example of a brand new custom construction house in this neighborhood. And a little fun fact about me, I used to work for a landscaping company through like the end of high school and all through college over the summers. And one of our clients lives in this house right here. Actually, I'm not sure if they're still there or not, but I used to mow that yard every week in the summertime. And that was an awesome client because they always put Gatorades out for us. The only bad thing was they had a lot of roots in the yard and like those sweet gumball trees, those godforsaken things. So it was kind of a pain in the butt yard to mow. And I think they knew that. And that's why they always put out the Gatorades for us. So always appreciated that. And obviously have a great fond memory of that. And here's a couple more examples of newer houses. This one actually is still under construction, as you can see, and next to the houses that have been there since the 60s. So all these neighborhoods that you're seeing right now are to the east of Highway 270. So if you remember, Highway 270 ran north and south, like directly through the center of Creve Coeur. So all these neighborhoods that you've seen so far are to the east of 270. So basically, if you're going north on 270, you're making a right on Olive Boulevard and then going into those neighborhoods down that way. Another brand new custom home. Look at the size of that thing compared to the original model type home that is right next door to it. So you can just see these bigger yards, bigger lots are just perfect for these teardowns and huge custom home builds on them. It's just like those houses are just, easily double the value of the home that was previously on the same location. And you can see why it's an attractive thing, if you've got the money to come in and buy one of these houses. Look at the size of these yards, beautiful big trees, mature trees everywhere. You could build a brand new custom home in an already established neighborhood that doesn't feel like a builder, community. It's a no-brainer if you can afford it. And you've also got a few newer subdivisions in Creve Coeur. Now these houses aren't brand new, but as you could tell, they're definitely newer, than the subdivisions that were built like in the 60s. And just look at the size of some of these houses. I mean, you've got some multi-million-dollar subdivisions in Creve Coeur, all the way down to subdivisions with like $300,000 houses, starting in 300,000s. We'll take a look at those $300,000 subdivisions in a little bit here. This house coming up kind of reminds me of the Home Alone house. There's a truck in front of it, so you can't see a great view of it, but see that one right there. Doesn't it look like the McAllisters? Now we're going to head into the Runnymede subdivision. Runnymede is off of Ladue Road. Ladue intersects with Highway 270 and runs like east and west through Creve Coeur. Pretty much like the intersection of 270 and Ladue is like right, makes like a crosshair, is almost like right in the middle of Creve Coeur. And as you can see, the homes in this subdivision, really mainly ranch style houses, like sprawling large ranch homes with huge yards. I'm really surprised. I mean, even though like these houses are really big houses still, and most of them being ranch style, I'm really surprised with like the size of the yards, that we're not seeing more like tear downs in here with like brand new multi-million-dollar homes, custom homes going in here, just because of the size of the yards and everything. It's really kind of surprising that you don't see that, but I guess maybe just the houses, the size of these ranch houses, they're already pretty expensive homes anyway. And it's time for another fun fact. Yes, I used to cut the grass at this house as well, and they have a tennis court in the back. I used to think that was so killer. I actually still think that's killer. I would love to have a house with a tennis court. So previously I mentioned subdivisions in Creve Coeur with like $300,000, homes that start in the $300,000 range. And that's what we're looking at right now. This neighborhood here, these homes are, starting in the mid 300s. And as you can tell, compared to some of the other neighborhoods we've already seen and subdivisions, these houses are smaller in size, but mainly like the yard sizes are definitely smaller. The houses are much closer together. So this subdivision we're looking at right now is off of Mason Road, and Mason and Olive kind of intersect on the western side of Creve Coeur. I always like this neighborhood. Just the trees are huge in this subdivision. The houses kind of sit back, and a lot of them, it just feels like a more like, I don't know, wooded, foresty type of subdivision. Just always thought it kind of had a cool different feel and vibe than other subdivisions in Creve Coeur. And now we're in another newer subdivision. This one again is off of Mason Road as well, but you can tell this neighborhood, this subdivision just has a totally different feel and vibe. No large mature trees like in the front yards. Got some in the back, like the common ground areas, but you can just tell this has a newer subdivision feel, smaller, more not mature trees, just newer trees and stuff, and newer houses. So just a totally different feel and different vibe in this subdivision. So if you move to St. Louis and you choose to live in Creve Coeur, you're going to be a part of a pretty cool period of growth and transition over the next 10 to 15 years. It's pretty unusual to be able to live in an already established community that's also going to experience a ton of new growth. So what do you think? Could Creve Coeur be a possible new home for you? Let me know. And if you're going to be moving here to St. Louis, I would love to help you find the perfect house on the perfect street in the perfect neighborhood that's going to meet your needs right here in St. Louis. Give me a call, shoot me a text, or send me an email so I can help you find exactly what you're looking for. Now go check out some more videos on this channel so you can learn even more about what it's like living in St. Louis.